With us today for Live with Lee and Hayley. Lee is out sick again.
I know, he's not doing well.
No, I think, you know, he tends to do this. When he gets sick, he comes back before he's fully well.
Yes.
So he was back with us yesterday, as you know, but he's out sick again today. So please, best wishes to Lee for sure. And hi, Lee, if you're home watching, laid up in the bed. Yeah, so we got Claire in with us again today.
Here I am.
Great to have you here.
Yeah, good to be here.
So today coming up on the show, we are getting the lowdown on this weekend's 2018 Kentucky Barbecue Festival. We are so excited. It's over in Danville. It's a great event.
Yes.
And then we're also going to be going to talk to our friends from Marvel.
Yes, you guys, I'm so jealous what you guys got to go do. They got to go see the behind the scenes at that Marvel Universe live show that's going to be at Rupp all weekend long with all the superheroes. I can't wait to see what you guys
Whoever
did.
is your favorite Marvel superhero. Lee and I got to go yesterday and talk to some of the amazing actors that are in this crazy show. Do you have a favorite? Are you into like the Avengers?
I mean, I've seen them.
Like that?
I really love Groot.
Yes. They said he's in the show.
Yeah, I see him in the commercial. He's gigantic.
Yes.
And I love Iron Man.
Me too.
Yeah.
I love Iron Man. I love Thor as well. Lee told me I only like Thor because of Chris Hemsworth.
Well, yeah, if it was Chris Hemsworth, that would be my number one.
That's absolutely why I love it. Yeah, so it's a great show. So we got kind of a behind the scenes, so we're going to show you. Anyway, so what's going on with you? Anything crazy since we last spoke?
Nothing too crazy. As you know, I just spilled some coffee on myself just moments before we came on air. So,
which is kind of your thing.
Yeah, you know, I love a disaster. I love doing anything in a panic.
Yeah.
So anyway, that happened, and I've been learning to ride a horse.
Yes, you have. Okay, so you're going to be one of the celebs in the what's the
battle?
You're a big time celebrity.
I'm a big time celeb, so I'm getting paid a lot to be here right now.
Yes.
Battle in the Saddle at the Kentucky Horse Park at the end of the month, September 28th. Yes.
And so you actually have to ride a horse for this.
Yeah, I got to ride a horse and like pin a cow get a cow into a pin.
Okay, I literally am so proud of you for doing this. They've asked me to do it a couple times, and I've either just never responded, which I hate doing that, but I just get too anxious about it, or I've written back and been like, no, absolutely not. I'm terrified of it. I think it's so cool that you're doing it.
Yeah, I mean, I hadn't been on a horse since I was about 8 years old. I mean, I'm from Texas. I live in Kentucky. I feel like I should know how to ride a horse.
Yeah.
And so this year, I responded. I was like, I don't know how, but yes. And so they're like, no problem.
That's awesome.
And so I've been hooked up with Jordan Farm, right off Newtown Pike on the Scott County line. Lindsay Jordan, she's probably not watching, but she is a saint, and I love her. She's 7 months pregnant, and she's teaching me to ride a horse, and she is like my hero.
You're like, this is so hard.
I know, seriously. I'm like, tell me about it here. Yeah, and I didn't even know it, and then I was like, oh, now I feel like a complete idiot. But yeah, so
you didn't even know she was pregnant?
No, she looks amazing. That's awesome. I know. So
how's it going? It's going
good.
well?
I love it. I mean, in my mind, I'm like a rodeo queen now.
Yeah.
So I think I'm probably a professional. I'm sure come the day of the event, it will be a total disaster.
And Battle in the Saddle, it's a fundraiser, is that right?
Yeah, for the horse park.
For the horse park, okay.
Yeah, so and we'll have more the week of, more information if you're interested in going, because it's open to the public. People can buy tickets.
Lots of other great local celebs in it, too.
Yes, lots of other news people and all kinds of very famous.
What are you going to wear? Are you going to wear sequins? Because that's what I want.
Sequins, rhinestones, lots of bandanas.
Claire's her whole outfit's just bandanas pinned together.
It's a bandana dress, yes, that I've made.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm nervous, and now I'm really nervous because people know about it.
Yes.
So great.
People are going to be like, I'm here to see Claire show off her equestrian skills.
I'll tip my hat to you.
Yes. Yes, hello. Okay, so we do want to provide you an update today. First of all, thank you to everybody who submitted ideas about mine and Lee's Kentucky-Tennessee football wager. As you know, last year we bet on who was going to win, and Kentucky won. So I had to wear that Kentucky girl license plate on the front of my car for 2 weeks.
Proudly. She did it. I saw it.
I did it. It was great. Okay, so we asked you guys the other day if you would submit some ideas, because Lee and I can't come up with a good bet this year. Every idea we come up with is lame, or one that we feel like we can't do. My best idea was I think he needs to get a belly ring with a Tennessee tee.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
But then I guess I'd have to do it with a Kentucky, and I can't do piercings. I'm like,
well then, yeah. So you just better be going in strong, hoping Tennessee's going to win.
Yes. We also said, Lee was like, oh, we could dye our hair or something like that. Well, I can't because I have to do the news at night.
Yeah,
Lee was like, well, that's what you get for being...
News at 6 with Freak Show Hayley Harmon.
Hi. Next to Kevin Christopher just staring at me like, well, what are we doing here? So we got some responses from you all, and we want to share some of our favorites that we got. So Becky says that the loser has to dress as the Tennessee mascot and go to the next UK game and interact with UK fans.
Ooh.
So I think it applies to either one, because Lee would be absolutely miserable wearing that, and people know him, so UK fans would be like, what?
Is it like a Davy Crockett hat or something?
Yes, you could do that. But if I did it, it would be just as bad.
Just a full
people would
wildcat.
just be screaming. Yes. I guess so, or would have to wear Tennessee as well so people could just shame me.
Oh, right.
I guess it would be bad for both of us.
Yeah. I mean, well, obviously that's the point.
Yeah. So another submission from you guys, Brandy Dean wrote, if Tennessee wins, Lee should have to wear orange extensions in his hair and paint his face orange for the day.
I love it.
Vice versa, if UK wins, I have to paint my face blue and wear blue extensions. So I guess that could be something we could do and we could wash off by the end of the day so I could do the evening stuff.
Yeah.
Do you have any ideas? What do you think?
Well, I'm trying to think. Well, I mean, of course, I thought the really easy one, just wear a T-shirt for the other team for the whole week.
We talked about that because, we do have certain, limits.
A really funny prank that it lasted for 6 months. This radio station I listened to back home in Dallas, it's a sports station, and they had a bet like this. And so they can wear like street clothes into the office every day, but the person who lost had to wear a full suit every day for 6 months as punishment.
6 months?
Yeah, but Lee already wears, nice suits. And I mean,
does.
you could wear a suit every day for 6 months.
I'm going to wear a men's suit and tie for a week.
But that's
actually very funny.
that came to mind, but that really isn't applicable to this situation.
Lee needs to wear a women's blouse.
There we go. Oh, how about a women's suit?
A women's suit, like Michael Scott on The Office that time. Got it from the bargain bin.
Got little pink lapels on the inside. I love that.
Keep the ideas coming because we still haven't settled on our favorite just yet, but we have to before Kentucky and Tennessee play later this fall. So send us your responses on the Live with Lee and Hayley Facebook page. Let's get to our hot topics today, shall we?
Yes, let's do it.
Let's go. I know you love this story, Claire.
I do.
So a 99-year-old Rochester, New York man is going viral. Luther Younger, he walks 6 miles round trip every day to visit his wife Waverly in the hospital.
He is 99.
He looks amazing.
Yes.
The two have been married for 55 years. In 2009, his wife was diagnosed with a brain tumor. She's been in and out of the hospital recently for several months. Over the past 3 weeks, he's been walking to the hospital, refusing a ride from his daughter. He says the reason why, he enjoys to clear his head and get some physical exercise. His daughter has started a GoFundMe to help raise money for Waverly's medical expenses, and she's expected to be released from the hospital soon.
Yes, it's just so sweet. That's their daughter that he was hugging, and she's like, I know. We played the full story on Sunrise this morning, and she was saying they need to make a movie out of my parents. It's just like the most beautiful love story. And look at them. Oh, they're so sweet. And at 99 years old, he is walking 6 miles a day. Putting us all to shame.
For real, that is a goal that we should aspire to, and such a love story as well for him to have that dedication to his wife.
I love it.
That's really sweet.
And Sweet Waverly. I love that name.
It's
a cute little name.
It is a cute name.
All right, another really nice story. A Michigan police officer's act of kindness is going viral. He noticed an elderly woman in need at a local gas station. The woman approached the cashier requesting just $3 on pump 3. The officer was standing in line behind her. So once outside, the officer offered to pump her gas as she sat in her car. And the woman says it seemed like he had put a lot of gas in because she only asked for $3. Well, that officer, of course, had to put in an extra $20 worth of gas in. The gas attendant snapped that photo that you saw there at the beginning and posted it to Facebook, and it's gotten thousands of shares and comments, and people just touched by that act of kindness. I love stories like that.
I do too, and you never know where it's going to come from or who it's going to, that's just really nice of him. He heard that and just thought, hey, I can do this, I have the means.
Yeah.
That's really sweet.
Yeah.
I've always said that's one of the things I would love to do if I was ever really rich one day. I would love to just give random money to people and stuff like that. I think that would be one of the greatest pleasures of being blessed financially like that.
Well, have you listened to that episode? We both love My Favorite Murder, the podcast.
Yes.
And there was a recent one talking about this music school in, I think, Portland, Oregon. And it's a really small little music school for this neighborhood. And recently, they would always get like a large donation of money or whatever, and recently it stopped, and that's because they found out it was Prince who had been donating this large amount of money, and on the podcast they were talking about it, and she said, that means he was doing it at so many places anonymously, and so that would be so cool. That's a little tangent, but
and to not even let people know that that's you until later. They just, that's just really neat.
Yeah.
Oh, so cool.
I know.
So a little boy in Indiana was the victim of a theft recently. Look at this. His electric police car was stolen from a gas station. 2 weeks after the boy's car was taken, officers presented the 5-year-old, though, with a surprise brand new cop car.
Heck yes.
Not the same one, but a brand new replacement. So
you know
just
it was
as cool.
souped up.
Oh, you know that they had gassed it up. I'm sure it did. Why was it at a gas station, I wonder, though, in the first place? Maybe they had it in the back of the dad's truck or parents' truck
I'm not
or
sure.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But who
Look
steals
at him
a child's
backing up into a
dang.
spot.
I cannot do that,
No,
actually.
I literally can't. It
I
gives
have
me
a backup
intense
camera.
fear.
Yeah, and I cannot do that.
Nothing stresses me out more than trying to parallel park, especially if there are other people around. I get in a full sweat. I'll never be one of those people that's like, oh, a spot, excuse me.
I like parallel parking. Yeah, it is a lot. It is a lot. I don't like it when people watch parallel parking like backing into something. No.
No.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
Like, just I'll park my car there and walk away.
Yeah. I'm like, just tow the car. I don't care.
Yeah. I can't afford the ticket, but it's better than humiliation.
Yes, exactly. It's like, what's more important to you?
Yeah.
That kid's got it going on. That was sweet of the police
Yes, he
department.
does. Passengers on a 6-hour American Airlines flight to Kona, Hawaii from Phoenix were asked to urinate in plastic bags and bottles.
No.
Hello.
No.
Yes, according to a woman aboard, she says the plane's toilets began to overflow. So American Airlines confirmed there were some issues on the flight, I'll say. The airline says the plane took off with working bathrooms. It was later discovered a diaper had been flushed down one of the toilets, causing the problems. People,
no other products besides toilet paper.
It's toilet paper and, the
other
appropriate waste.
Can you
I didn't want to say waste. I was trying to avoid it. It came out.
I don't want to be gross. I'll say feces.
Yeah, you know what? It's poop.
There you go. Oh my gosh. Okay, for one, well, I don't want to get too much into
I just wet my pants. I would not even go with the bottle or bag. I'd be like, you know what? Fine.
You'd be like, I'll just go in my seat. Thank you so much. Oh, what a nightmare. And it's not like it was one of those little puddle jumper planes where you're going a 30-minute flight. Was it 6 hours?
To Hawaii, over the ocean. No hope.
No,
all hope is lost.
Yes.
Yeah, yikes.
Okay, so an update. Nike is going to be airing that Colin Kaepernick ad that we talked about several days ago during the NFL season opener tonight. The game is between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Atlanta Falcons. Kaepernick tweeted the 2-minute ad on Wednesday morning. The San Francisco 49ers former quarterback started sitting and then taking a knee during the national anthem before games in 2016 to protest police brutality and racial injustice. Since then, he's been out of a job. No team will hire him. Well, some people called for a boycott of Nike after learning of the Kaepernick Just Do It campaign. So here's the original ad that came out that had everybody fired up, either praising him or literally burning their Nike gear because they were so upset over it. So it's been a very hot topic. So now not only they have that print ad, but now they've got this whole commercial.
Have you watched the full ad?
I have not.
Neither have I. Yeah. I know some people have. I'm curious to see if this changes some people's opinions.
Right, on what that ad is supposed to mean.
Right, like maybe it fleshes it out a little more.
Yeah.
I will say I saw an interesting post on Facebook today. A soldier that I'm friends with on Facebook, he is in the Army, and he took a picture of his Army-issued shoes for the U.S. military, and they're Nike.
Oh.
And he goes, hey, we're not mad at Nike here.
Yeah, they're
And so I thought that was
us.
interesting. I was like, oh. Interesting.
Really
I hadn't seen that, and so anyway, I'm interested to see the full ad for sure.
Yeah, to see kind of what this means.
See what it's all about.
Yes.
All
right, those are our hot topics today.
All right, it is time for another giveaway.
Let's show the glorious picture we've been showing all week. We got 4 more tickets to give away to this great event. It's the Poppy Mountain Bluegrass Festival, September 11th through the 15th. Send us a message on Facebook right now or email us at lwlh@lex18.com with your name and contact information. We'll announce the winner at the end of the show. As always, good luck to you.
I know.